twilight, these sisters discuss the paranormal and the unnerving. They are known as the ParaSisters.
Hi guys, this is Tristan.
And Rebecca.
And you are watching and listening to the ParaSisters.
That's right.
And we have, I don't think we have a whole lot of business to take care of.
No.
Just so you guys always like, share, subscribe to us, follow us, and get our podcast anywhere you get podcasts, except for Apple.
Dude,
and as always, please email us.
Yeah, email us your stories. Listen, I looked up to try to do Apple, and it's I don't know, it seems confusing, but I'll try to figure it out.
It probably is.
I'm not very technically savvy, so.
And Apple is they're so, like...
Apple-ish.
They're Apple, yeah. So I'm going to assume that it's very hard to get anything put onto Apple. But...
They're Apple.
Yes. So I'm going to just jump right in, if you don't mind.
Nah.
Do you have anything you would like to say? Okay.
Well, you know, I could literally talk about nonsense all night long. But that's not why we're here.
Right. You see my beautiful Christmas tree in the background?
Yeah, I wish I had my Christmas tree, because it's also beautiful. But it's all the way in the living room, so... Whatever.
Yes, well, I just happen to do podcasts in my living room, so...
Dude, I do have this awesome microphone. It looks like I'm gonna record a demo at any second.
Oh, you got like a mic boom.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
Yes.
So, tonight, we're going to talk about monsters of Christmas.
Yes.
And I've picked out 3 of them because they are related. And you'll find out how. But this is from their Icelandic Christmas folklore.
That's awesome.
Monsters. Yeah. There's actually so many that you wouldn't even know. Like, I started doing research on Christmas monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many related to Christmas.
I did not know that. Because we all know Krampus, but...
Right. But these people were like dicks, so like, I don't know how exactly these origins got started, but I mean, holy shit. Like, you thought Krampus was bad? No.
Yeah. Now I'm intrigued.
Some of these are so awful. So, Icelandic Christmas folklore depicts mountain-dwelling characters and monsters who come to town during Christmas. The stories, of course, are directed at children and are used to scare them into good behavior. Not only children, we'll get into that, but it's not only children that they use these stories to scare into, like, submission. So, the folklore includes both mischievous pranksters who leave gifts during the night and monsters who eat disobedient children.
All right, then.
Literally eat.
They're like, you're bad, I'm going to eat you. Like, you don't even get a second chance. You're done.
You're done. I'm going to eat you. And I mean, like, how bad do you have to be to get eaten by one of these Christmas monsters?
Probably not very bad back then.
Right.
A thief. They didn't like thieves, so...
Right. Okay. So I'm just going to preface this by saying that our monsters we're discussing today are actually a family of monsters.
A family of Ooh, I get like a picture of a family of Sasquatches or something.
Right, like a family of sassies, like yes. I got over here.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to start with Gryla. Gryla is originally mentioned as being a giantess. So it's a woman giant. I had to clarify that. It's a female giant.
A giantess? Who knew?
A giantess. Yeah, because I was like, that sounds kind of weird, you know. Other sources mention her as being an ogre. Like a female ogre.
She's Fiona.
Like a Fiona, but she eats children.
Princess Fiona.
Okay, so Gryla is originally mentioned as being a giantess in a 13th century compilation of Norse mythology. Um, and they call this Norse mythology Prose Edda. So they call it this because I had to look this up because I had no idea what the hell that meant.
No, yeah, it's foreign to me.
Um, it's an Old Norse work of literature written in Iceland during the early 13th century, 1220 to be exact. It is considered the fullest and most detailed source of modern knowledge of mythology. Norse Norse mythology.
That's awesome.
um, yeah, it's the body of myths and North Germanic peoples. So
Nice.
it was actually written by one person. Well, the collection was written by one person in 1220. And it draws from a wide variety of sources, including versions of poems that survive into today in a collection known as the Poetic Edda.
Is this something I can go on Amazon and buy, or is it like
I honestly don't know. I didn't Google it. I should have because
I
it'd be
want to
very
get this.
interesting. You know what though? I don't know how much was lost in translation also. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless
I
you
mean,
read Old Norse, you know what I mean?
which would be
Like
awesome. Life goal.
I would have
All
to
right.
agree. But yes. Um, but no specific connection to Christmas was mentioned. Like the Gryla was not specifically connected to Christmas until the 17th century.
Oh, interesting. But she existed all the
Yeah,
way back in like medieval, like 1230s or whatever.
like before medieval, yeah.
That's cool.
Like it's yes. Um, but she is considered enormous and her appearance is repulsive.
I don't know why that's funny.
So, like when I was reading about her, they actually have a festival around
Oh
Christmas time,
shit.
and you see Gryla, like they make these costumes, and it's like this old lady, but she's huge, and she's like hunched over.
I think I've seen
It's
those. No, that must be
yeah,
something else. It's like a giant
well,
parade or something.
yeah, it's kind of creepy. The oldest poems about Gryla describe her as a parasitic beggar who walks around asking parents to give her their disobedient children.
To eat them?
Yeah,
Where's Callum? He needs to hear this.
yeah, it's
Baby
crazy.
Nessie.
Her plans can be thwarted by giving her food or chasing her away.
He's
So
like,
you can be
I'm
like,
gonna
"Get
punch you in
away
the
from me,
face, Gryla.
Gryla!" Right? I'm gonna kick your ass, you stupid bitch! Like, get off my kid. Originally,
Oh
in the
god.
original poems, she lives in a small cottage. But later in the poems, she appears to have been forced out of town and into a faraway cave where she lives.
Huh.
Um, current day Gryla, sorry, current day Gryla has the ability to actually detect children who are misbehaving year round.
What?
Yes, and during Christmas time, she comes down from the mountains to search nearby towns for her meal. So she'll actually leave her cave during Christmas time, hunts down these awful children, carries them home in a giant sack, where she then devours them as her favorite snack, which is a stew made of naughty kids.
Yes, a naughty kid stew.
And she has an insatiable appetite.
Oh, how come she only comes down once a year
So
then?
I don't know. Well, I think she just gets them, like, collects all the children,
Oh, right. Oh,
which is
and
going through the streets collecting all these naughty children and putting them in her sack and then taking them up there and coming back because she comes through the whole Christmas season during Christmas time. Yeah. So, and we're going to meet the rest of her family. Don't worry, okay?
this is probably the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Isn't it fantastic? Um, According to legend, there is never a shortage of food for Gryla.
Of course not. Kids are bad. My kid's bad. You better watch out. Gryla's gonna get us.
Right. I'm like thinking like this is an awful story. I was like, but if we had started this when our kids were little, like how good would they be?
Yeah, they'd be so good. Like all year round.
In all the sources, like, this is still very much a big thing in Iceland.
Awesome.
And then in the Nordic countries.
That's awesome.
Like, it's not something that went away or got lost with time.
Right.
Yeah, it's still very big. I saw some pictures of the festival that they hold, and it's kind of creepy actually, but whatevs. To each their own.
What if?
So according to folklore, Gryla has been married 3 times. Her third husband, I'm going to try to pronounce it, but it is old, like Nordic speak,
Yeah.
you know. So her third husband, Lapaldi, I think that's how it's said, is said to be living with her in the cave in the Dimmuborgir lava fields with a big black cat,
Oh.
a big black Yule cat, and their sons.
What's a Yule cat?
Oh, we're gonna get into that because that's part of the family, you know. Your animals are part of your family.
That's true.
Um, and their sons. Her third husband, Lapaldi, is lazy and mostly stays at home in their cave. And he's like, "Bitch, get out there and get me some food.
Bring me those kids." That sounds weird.
I need some kids."
Pedophilic almost.
Well, they have 13 sons of their own.
Holy what?
Yeah, I'm about to get into that. Gryla supposedly has 13 children with her previous husbands, and of course, Lapaldi.
How many?
But the children themselves are barely mentioned nowadays. I don't. It's weird because it says that they're barely mentioned nowadays, but the rest of her family is like the rest of this podcast is connected with Gryla. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they've now separated the 2 legends, even though they were actually one legend.
Gotcha.
So they're 2 different. Now they're 2 different things. Actually, 3 different things, because we're gonna get to her giant kitty cat,
Yes.
the Yule cat, aka Jolak Auturin, or Jola.
Jola. I really like that name.
So, I do too. So Jola is, and that's what I'm gonna use for this. Jola is a huge and vicious cat
Oh,
who is described as lurking about the snowy countryside during Christmas time and eating people who have not received any new clothes to wear before Christmas Eve.
right.
He eats people who didn't get new clothes before Christmas Eve. I don't know how he knows this.
He's like, those are old. Come here.
I don't know how he. Maybe they're just wearing their crappy stuff because they were out working in the fields. You know what I mean?
Jeez, Jola.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh gosh, I wish I lived in Iceland right now.
Right. So Jola is the house pet of Gryla and her sons and her husband, Lapaldi.
Right. Okay.
Though referred to as an ancient tradition, written accounts of the Yule cat have only been located as recently as the 19th century. So it's told that it's an ancient tradition, but it's something that they can't find anything before the 1800s.
Right. Nobody recorded that that's like a thing.
Right. The threat of being eaten by the Yule cat was used by farmers. I'm gonna send you. Hopefully, I'm gonna send you pictures. I'm gonna try to send you pictures. But this cat is huge.
Now, I'm assuming there's some kind of like reference with like, I don't know, a house and the cat next to it or something.
I don't know. I would have to find that one. But I mean, it's a reference to like a person and the cat.
And a cat. Okay.
Okay, so this doesn't look like a normal cat. It looks more like a giant jaguar or bobcat.
That's kind of awesome too.
Or maybe a giant snow leopard.
Yes, I love
I've seen
leopards.
different sources have different pictures. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I might own Jola as long as I'm not allergic to her.
I would definitely have Jola.
Of course you
And
would.
her name would be Jola.
Yes. It would have to be.
It would. Um, they'll refer to as an ancient. Oh, I already went through that part. The threat of being eaten by the Yule cat was used by farmers and as an incentive for their workers to finish processing the autumn wool before Christmas.
Right.
The ones who took part in the work would be rewarded with new clothes. But
Oh,
those
so,
who did not, right, those who did not would get nothing and would be preyed upon by the
and you
monstrous
you
cat.
don't get anything, and you get eaten.
Right, so you better help with the damn wool.
I think that's messed up. Like, what if you got a broken leg or something? Like, and you can't work with the wool that year. Well,
Right,
you're
or
screwed.
something.
You are
Right,
scrod.
definitely. The cat has alternatively been described as merely eating away the food of ones without new clothes. So in some sources it says that she just or he just eats the food of the
Right.
ones without new clothes instead of just eats the people themselves. So she'll come and steal their food during Christmas feasts.
Oh, that's kind of
Um,
mean.
the perception of a Yule cat as a man-eating beast was partially popularized by poems of Johannes U. Kotzlam or Kotzlam, as with the rest of the folklore. Like it's,
Right.
somebody popularized them.
Of course.
So now we have Gryla, and we have her ginormous cat who eats people without new clothes. Which, if you think about it, because since like this, is what I find interesting. I mean, how much of our like traditional Christmas things? Because how many years did you get clothes as a kid? You know what I mean? How many years of Christmases do we get clothes every single year?
Yeah, I don't. I
Right?
mean, I feel like most kids get clothes at one point or another.
For Christmas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a tradition. You are supposed to get socks, and you're supposed to get underwear, and you're supposed to get new hats and new mittens and stuff like that's what you're supposed to get for Christmas. Like, among your other things that you get,
Yeah.
but that's what you're supposed to get. Um so we got Gryla and we got her wonderful kitty. Um we're gonna move on to Gryla's kids. They're called the Yule lads or the Yuletide lads or Yulemen.
Yuleman.
Yulemen. They are the sons of Gryla and Lapaldi, as well as her other two husbands, which the lore does not mention what happened to her first two husbands. She may have eaten them.
She
I'm not
probably. I
gonna
mean,
lie.
really, she probably ate them and then fed them to her kids, and that was that.
Right. So these are the sons of Gryla, Lapaldi, and her first two husbands. They are a group of 13 mischievous pranksters who steal from or otherwise harass the population.
So they don't eat people.
They don't eat people. They're kind of more like pranksters, tricksters. Some of them are kind of a little ornery. But what's so hilarious about the Yule lads is that they all have descriptive names. Like their names describe them.
Oh, like tall one, skinny one.
Well, their names not only describe them, but they convey their favorite way of harassing the peoples of these
Oh,
towns.
what?
Yeah. So they come to town one by one during the last 13 nights before Christmas, the
Yes.
Yuletide. They leave small gifts and shoes. They leave small gifts and shoes that children have placed on windowsills. But if the child has been disobedient, they leave a potato in the shoe. I've also heard that they leave rotten food in the shoes. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, at least you're not being
And
eaten by these people, but I mean.
I have read that they leave coal. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah. Which in all of the lore, I looked at 3 or 4 different sources, and they're pretty much, the stories are pretty much all the same. Just there's a couple variations on,
Right.
what they leave and what they do exactly. Um, in modern times, the Yule lads have been depicted as also taking on a more benevolent role comparable to Santa Claus,
Right.
and other related figures. And in some sources, they actually say that they are Santa's helpers.
They're elves.
If you see, like, when I send you the pictures of them, they are elvish-like.
So
But their mother is an ogre, so I don't understand.
I was just
It's
gonna say, I'm
weird.
very confused how you have Gryla, who's obviously not a very nice thing, and her evil man-eating cat, and then you have like her sons who are nice-ish, kind
But
of.
they're not nice. Wait till you hear their names. Um, I think the reason why they look elvish, I just remembered this part, that it's because they're generally depicted as wearing late medieval style Icelandic clothing.
Oh, with the weird feet, like the shoes that
Yeah,
curl, and like
yeah,
tunics and leggings.
yeah, and they are also sometimes worn or shown wearing a costume traditionally worn by Santa Claus. So I think they kind of dress them as elves, but they more close to the lore and the time period of their lore, they are wearing medieval style Icelandic clothing.
That makes
They do dress them, I think, more as elves for children's events.
They're like, we don't want to terrify you. Here's an
Even
elf.
though if you're bad, these things are gonna do awful things to you.
Yeah, and their mom might eat you, so there's that too.
Yeah, she's gonna put you in her sack and carry you to the cave to make children's stew.
Naughty kids do.
That's awful.
It's
That's actually kind of
hilarious.
scary.
It's
It is
pretty hilarious.
hilarious.
Maybe it's because I was never a naughty kid, so I'm not afraid.
I don't even know if I was naughty. I was like a grown up at like 8,
I
so I
know,
have
you
no
were just
idea.
like an adult.
I don't know if I was naughty or not. So, the Yule lads arrived during the last 13 nights before Christmas, beginning December 12th. They depart beginning on Christmas, one per day, in the order that they arrived. Thus, each stays 13 days. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually have a whole thing about each one of these 13 Yule lads, and the time that they arrive and depart. So we have number 1. I'm assuming that he's the oldest because, he's going first.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even try to say their Icelandic names because they are extremely hard to say. And I don't know the inflection in which they are written in. So,
Yeah, no. They have weird words in Iceland.
and there's 13 of them, so I wasn't about to go Google, like, translate and find out how to say each one of them. So I just wasn't. Okay, so the first one is sheep, coat, clod.
What?
His Icelandic name translates into English as sheep, Cote, clod,
Oh, like a dove coat, but a sheep coat.
a sheep coat.
Not like a
Clod, yeah.
coat that you wear in the winter, I see.
Not like a jacket,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the big old
gotcha.
puffy parkas. No.
It's like a coat is like a house, right? So it could be like a dove coat for birds, or like I'm assuming a sheep coat would
Yeah.
be like a house for sheep.
Right. Or like a covering
If
of
that's
some
if
sort.
that's a thing, I don't know. Yeah.
Made out of sheepskin. I don't know, I guess wool.
What?
That's a- I don't know.
Oh,
Okay, so but his job is he harasses the sheep.
what?
But his, he harasses the sheep.
What did the
But
sheep
his
do?
job But his job is very hard because he is impaired by his stiff peg legs.
What? What happened to his legs?
I don't know. Maybe his mom ate him and gave him stick legs. I don't know.
Oh god. Oh god.
I
Okay.
told you it is. I told you. I told you at the beginning this is going to be quite fun.
Oh god.
Um, so he shows up on December 12th, and he departs on December 25th.
Okay, but he's
So he's
there
the
the
first one in,
longest.
first one out.
So,
No, they're all there for 13 days.
oh, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah, so he's the first one in, first one out.
gotcha. Okay.
So then we have Gully Gawk.
Goligok. Goligok.
Yeah, Gawk like Gawk.
Oh
Like
right,
I'm
like
gawking at
yeah,
you.
you're gonna stare at someone. You're gawker. Is gawker a
Gully
word?
Gawk's name, his job. His job is to hide in gullies.
And do what?
So Gully Gawk hides in gullies, waiting for an opportunity to sneak into a cowshed and steal milk.
Shut up. Why would? I guess this was considered mischievous.
Oh yes,
Like
I guess so.
you're stealing milk. Like, could you even be upset with someone that's stealing milk? Like, I don't think I could.
I don't think so, and also I don't really consider this malevolent. Like it's
No, this
more.
is like so silly. If I saw someone hiding in a gully and then sneaking into my cow shed, I'd be like I just have like a picture of like, like those really bad movies where they're trying to be like really like sneaky, but you can like see them like rolling across the floor.
Right.
I just,
Um,
oh
Gully
my
Gawk
gosh.
shows up on December 13th and he leaves on December 26th.
Okay.
Um, Now the third brother,
Oh Lord.
his Icelandic name is not actually that hard to say. It's Stufur,
Doofer?
meaning in English translation, stubby.
Okay, I can't. I don't even know. I don't know if I
I'm
could.
telling you, look them up. It's hilarious. I'm telling you.
Oh God.
Okay, so Stubby is abnormally short, and he steals pans to eat the crust left on them.
Shut up! Why?
I don't know. He's hungry.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. Does he wash them afterwards? I hope.
I don't know.
I mean, do you get your pans back, or is it like that's his
No,
prank?
he
Is
steals the
he's
pans,
stealing your
man.
pans?
They're like at behind the neighbor's house, like 4 blocks down.
Like, man, those are my pans. What's happening? They're clean, but what?
Stubby got him.
This is a lesson: is don't wait to do your dishes.
The Yule lads are gonna come and steal your pans
Oh,
to eat the crusty
Stubby
bits out
said,
of
"Yeah,
them.
you're gonna regret that."
Oh, it gets great.
Oh God,
It's great. Let me tell you.
I'm glad I'm not
Okay,
wearing makeup.
so Stubby, being abnormally short, shows up on December 14th and he leaves on December 27th.
I feel like this is like a
Um,
twisted, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
yeah, but there's 13 of them.
Yeah.
Um, so brother number 4, I'm not gonna try to pronounce his Icelandic name, but it translates to spoon liquor.
Um. I mean, I guess I could guess what he does, but let's hear it anyway.
So spoon liquor steals and licks wooden spoons.
Okay. So you got Stubby, who's taking your pan. At least like the first two, the sheep coat and Gully Gawk. I mean, at least they're staying outside, but now you have them coming in your house and taking your utensils.
Right. Okay. So Stubby, he steals the pans to eat the crusty bit left in the pan. You know what I mean? Spoon Licker steals your wooden spoons to lick them, and he is extremely thin due to malnutrition.
Yeah, he licks spoons for food.
Right.
Stubby should share
Right.
his crust with him. How rude. They're not very brotherly, are they?
They're not. They are not. I mean, Gully God could at least give him a cup of milk
I know, he's in there stealing milk. I mean,
from the cowshed, right?
it's funny that they
Like
all
he
are.
needs to.
They're all getting some kind of food except for the sheep coat guy. He's like just harassing sheep.
Right. And it has stiff legs.
Yeah, those peg legs.
Stiff peg legs. Yeah. Okay, so Spoon Licker shows up on December 15th and he departs on December 28th.
Oh man.
Her fifth brother is Pot Scraper.
What? I feel like they're just making these up at this point. Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot they're made up, but
So I actually got these. I actually got this chart from Wikipedia as part of this lore in Iceland, Icelandic
oh Lord.
Nordic lore.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So, Pot Scraper, he does the very obvious thing. There is no description of him, but he steals leftovers from pots.
So him and Stubby really are kind of the same. I mean, he would maybe steal the leftovers and then Stubby would finish it off.
Right, then Stubby comes by and he steals the pans, like the entire pan, and
Yeah.
just eats what's left over from that.
It's the gross
He
crust.
comes on December 16th and he leaves on December 29th.
Oh goodness, okay.
So, Bowl Liquor
What is
is the next. I told you it's hilarious. I told you this was going to be fun.
Oh gosh.
This one is actually kind of creepy, okay? So, Bowl Liquor hides under beds, waiting for someone to put down their askur, which is a type of bowl with a lid used instead of dishes,
Oh right.
which he then steals. He then steals the bowl. Like, he waits for somebody to put their bowl down, and he'll go and run and steal the bowl.
But he's like under the bed?
Yeah.
Oh my word. I'm sorry, my mouse
I
is
know.
getting all crazy. That is
It's
creepy.
fine. It is creepy, isn't it? That one is kind of creepy. Like, he hides under the beds.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't either. But he comes on December 7th, December 17th, and he leaves December 30th.
Oh
So
gosh.
for 13 days, he hides under people's beds and steals their damn bowls.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
man.
God. I'm gonna be checking under my bed on the 17th.
For bootlicker?
Yeah.
Or bowl bootlicker?
That-
Bowl lick.
Oh god.
Oh, shit. Okay, the next brother is Door Slammer. He likes to slam doors, especially during the night, and to wake people up.
What?
Yeah. So he'll like come to your house and open your door and slam it just to wake you up.
I mean, don't these people have locks on their doors or what? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. It seems I don't know.
Well, you gotta remember too, like this was like well, the 1800s. I wouldn't imagine that pretty much not everybody had locks on their doors to begin with.
I mean, they
Like
didn't have...
honestly, the poor people would be lucky to even have a door.
Yeah, that's true. Their windows are probably covered with animal skins and. Still, though, I mean, a chair wedged underneath the handle, something to
Right,
keep these weirdos out of your house.
right.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so his whole thing is just to go slam doors. to wake people up and just generally be a dick.
Yeah, that's not even like, that's just like you're an ass. Like, what do you do?
It's just like literally trolling people. That's your job for
Yeah.
13 days, just to troll people. He comes on December 18th and he leaves December 31st. So this one is Skier or Skyer Gobbler. I had to look that up, and Skyer or Skyer is very similar to yogurt. It's a dairy that you put fruit and stuff in. So Skyer Gobbler is a Yule lad with a great affinity for Skyer.
He likes yogurt.
His whole job is to come steal your damn yogurt.
He's a... I mean, do they like, they go to a town and they like harass the whole town? Like, they're not picking on like one person or something.
No, they go and harass all the towns around where
the mountain. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not even just one town. It's like all the towns, all the people. I don't know how these things get in your house. I don't know where they hide, if they're in your house while you're in your house. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have went through and tried to look up the lore on each individual one.
So my question is, are they giants also, or?
No, I think they're like regular size, except for Stubby, who is abnormally short.
So a giantess, or maybe she's closer to an ogre then, if she has just like normal sized kids. I don't know.
Right, because it doesn't say what her husbands were, if they were human or if they were also giants.
Is human a possibility, or is that?
I don't know. You know, some people like them a big bitch.
That's an extra big bitch.
Oh goodness, you're gonna love this one, Becca. You ready?
Yes.
Sausage swiper.
You just made that up right now, Tristan.
I did not. It says it right here in this whole chart that I actually, because I didn't want to type this whole chart, just copy and paste it.
That's what I would do.
Right. So he hides in the rafters of your house and snatches sausages that are being smoked.
Why? I don't even know who would have made these up or who claims that this happened to them. They're just like, is that a story that was told in the pub on the next day? They're like, hey man, I was cooking some sausages on the fire, and this guy, how did this even come into being?
I have no idea. I really don't know.
Oh god.
But he comes on December 20th and leaves on January 2nd.
Oh no, I can't.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh gosh.
So the next brother is Window Keeper.
Oh, okay. Now we got a peeping Tom. Well, I mean,
Well, he's technically not a peeping Tom. He just he's a snoop who looks through windows in search of things to steal.
oh, so he's like a thief. Well, they're all thieves. Really.
They're all thieves, yeah. But I mean, can you imagine just like you're going to lay down in bed and you see like somebody just peeking over the windowsill, looking for shit to steal in your room?
Well, that's the thing, though. You wouldn't know that they're looking for things to steal necessarily.
That's true.
All you would see is like a weirdo looking in your window. Which freaks me out. Andrew likes to sleep with the blinds open, and we live in like an apartment complex. So like,
that's awful.
That's why I'm like, close the blinds, man. What's the guy's name?
Window Peeper.
Yeah, we're gonna have Window Peeper over here, I'm sure.
You know what is so funny is these names are extremely literal.
Yeah, like it's weird because I mean, I don't know about direct translation, obviously, of Old Norse, but I feel like it's extremely literal, like window peeper,
Right.
gully
I
hawk.
mean,
What's his name? Gully gawk.
gollygawk, yeah. So this brings us to another name that is extremely just on point. His name is Doorway Sniffer.
Shut up! I'm done. Oh gosh, what is happening? I almost don't feel like this is real.
It's not real, it's lore.
I mean, the fact that someone took the time to like make this up or
Name.
whatever they're. Obviously, they were not great thinkers if they couldn't come up with better names than like door sniffer.
I don't know. So, Doorway Sniffer has an
Oh,
abnormally large nose and an acute sense of smell, which he uses to locate leaf bread.
what is it?
He uses it to locate leaf bread. I'm actually gonna Google that right now. I meant to earlier and I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what leaf bread is. That sounds
I'm gonna
weird.
Google it. It's made of thin wafer-like dough. It's a crisp flatbread, and it's a holiday tradition in Iceland.
I might have to try to find a recipe for that. But why would he have to sniff doorways to do that?
Oh, probably because they didn't want to like actually go in the house unless they actually had leaf bread making, or
Oh,
they'd made leaf bread.
that makes sense, I guess. So he's not
And I'm
actually.
assuming that they call it leaf bread because it's thin like a leaf.
So he's not actually sniffing the doorway itself. He's sniffing the air inside.
He's sniffing around the door, like
Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean,
yes,
nothing about this makes sense, but that makes sense.
absolutely not one damn thing about this makes sense.
I do know that I want to meet all of these people, though.
Right. So he comes on December 22nd and he leaves January 4th. So he's just walking around the streets smelling your doorways until then. And it doesn't say if he actually steals anything. I'm assuming that he does because why would he not, or like, why would he use it to locate the leaf bread if he's not planning on stealing the leaf bread?
Well, right. Obviously, he likes leaf bread.
Right. So that brings us to the next brother, who is called Meat Hook.
That sounds ominous, actually, and quite frightening.
It does until you know why he's called Meat Hook. He uses a hook to steal meat.
I feel like they should have stopped at like the first 4 or 5 brothers.
We're like, that's all we need. Thanks.
Well, I'm like, at some point, like, you have the brother that steals the sausages, and you have the brother that steals meat with hooks. They could have really combined those together.
Well, okay, so like Meat Hook is not around when who is it? Who's the guy that steals this? Oh, sausage. Well, I guess they are around at the same time, but there's only 13 of them and they leave on different days. And they do
Right.
have to terrorize all the towns.
I wonder, right, do they, like,
So,
take turns? Like, okay, I'm gonna steal the sausage, and you can steal the other meats with your hook later. Like, what? Oh, I don't even know.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So, this is the last brother. His name is extremely, I mean, you know what it is.
Eh.
You'll know what he does. Although, this one is a little weird. because his name is Candle Stealer
Okay.
for obvious reasons. But he's a little different. Instead of sneaking into your house and sniffing around your doorways or trying to peep in your windows,
Hanging in your
he
rafters.
follows, hanging around in your rafters, hiding under your bed. He follows children in order to steal their candles.
Why children specifically?
Because, I mean, it's like taking candy from a baby.
But I've not heard that kids carried candles a whole lot back then.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, maybe
We
if
don't
their
know what the hell they did in Iceland.
right? I mean, maybe it probably got dark and stayed dark for quite a bit of time in Iceland, but
Right, they had to carry their own candles, in case they had to go to the outhouse or whatever.
okay, that would that now that is going into the realm of creepy. I mean,
It is. I told you this one's a little weird. But the reason why he stole the candles to begin with is because they were made of tallow, which is edible.
are you saying he
I
ate
would
the
not.
fat candles?
I would not recommend eating tallow candles, but yes.
For people that don't know, tallow is literally rendered fat. You could render fat and make a candle. I've actually seen bacon candles before, like bacon grease candles, which freaks me out,
Yeah.
honestly. But
And for a lot of people who don't know, that tallow candles smell disgusting.
well, it's burning
They
fat. I
smell.
mean, it's
They smell awful. They're awful smelling.
yeah, it's like when you spill a little bit of grease on your burner and it's smoky and it smells bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. They're awful, and they're just awful smelling before you even burn them. They smell awful.
I mean, I feel like there's a theme, and it's that these brothers are obviously starving to death.
Well, yeah, because their mother only eats children. They obviously want other things in their life, like bread and sausages and
Crusty
whatever
pan
the
bottom.
hell you would eat out of a bowl or lick off a spoon.
Oh gosh. Oh
Um, so he shows up on December 24th, the day before Christmas, and he leaves on January 26th. And thus concludes our Yuletide, Yule lad terror.
my gosh.
Um,
I
but
want.
uh, but before that Yule lads became the most popular, the description of them was very between locations. Some say, I just wanted to put this disclaimer in here. Were said to be the sons of Gryla. Others say that they were her brothers. Um, some
Interesting.
some stories only describe 9 Yule lads, but they were even the 9 were the same as they had their own characteristic traits, just like the 13. Most of the different Yule lads can be classified into groups. Those who steal food, those who like to play tricks and harass,
Oh, okay.
and those who just seem to be a delusion from nature.
Like who? Like
For
the sh-
example, the gully gawk who just hides in gullies and tries to steal your milk.
I mean, right? Because he kind of does two different things. He hides in the gullies and steals your milk. Because I don't think it's
Right,
necessary to hide in a gully to sneak into a barn and steal milk. What if there's not even a
right,
gully near the barn?
right.
Then you're
I
just
don't
hiding
know.
in a gully.
So, East Iceland, there exists a folk tale of a specific group of Yule lads who do not come from the mountains, but from the ocean. One very obscure nursery rhyme mentions that there being 2 female Yule pranksters who steal melted fat by either stuffing them up their nose or putting it in socks.
You said melted fat?
Right.
What?
I'm telling you, these
I
are
mean,
some weird.
the socks is slightly more normal than stuffing it up your nose. I'm just like, they must have huge nostrils. If that's the case. Do they eat it later? Or
I don't have any idea.
let me get my wax. Wait, it's fat. It's fat. It's not wax. Sorry.
Oh, but that is my case about the Christmas monsters in Iceland. This family of
Oh god.
weirdos. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. Like, this is the most dysfunctional family I've ever heard of.
To say the least, I think. I think mom should stop either hogging all the kids' soup or feed her kids something else. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I mean, the Gryla is kind of creepy. Like,
Yeah, it's really like frightening and like
it is kind of frightening, especially because some of the sources or some of the tales, some of the lore is she is very much evil. Like, there was this picture, somebody painted a picture of her and she looked like a nun with white eyes, like literally has a baby and one, like a toddler in one hand and like is ripping him open. It's awful.
what?
Yeah, it like scarred me.
I feel like I have to see that, but now I don't know if I want to.
Oh, you'll see it, I'm sure. Because if I don't send you the pictures, which she will be in those pictures, if I don't send you the pictures, then you're gonna Google the images and that's what's gonna pop up.
I honestly might Google it when we get off here anyway, just to see what.
Aren't these some crazy monsters of Christmas from Iceland?
I would be terrified of Gryla, but I would laugh hysterically if I saw any of the sons, I feel like.
I just want to know what they honestly look like.
Like what? I feel the worst for the spoon licker, so
I mean, considering that their mother is enormous and repulsive, like, are they small and repulsive? Or are they normal size and repulsive? Or
they're just
were their
regular.
dads humans?
They look like regular people. They're just like.
I don't know, but I honestly, when I was reading this and putting together my research for it, I was honestly thinking about like elves
Yeah.
or the seven dwarves.
Yeah, I wonder if they're like tied together, the seven dwarves specifically.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Only, I mean,
Is that a Brothers Grimm tale?
I have no idea. The only thing
I
that
don't know.
struck me is that the seven dwarves also have extremely literal names. I mean, Sneezy. What?
Yeah,
You cannot.
happy, sleepy dog. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Exactly. Like, they're very
Dopey,
literal. They're just like. They
dopey.
live in a cave, kind of, don't they? Or like a tree. What do they? They live in a
They
tree.
live in like a gnome hill.
Now I
Don't
don't
they
even
live in
know.
like a hobbit hole, but they work in caves?
I have not seen Snow
They're
White
miners.
for ages.
Me neither. I enjoy the movie, but I would have to say because I watch a lot of Disney movies because baby's sassy. We have Disney Plus, so we watch a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah.
I would have to say that it's not my favorite Disney movie. I don't dislike it. I actually like it quite a bit, but
I mean, I think
it's
it's
not my favorite.
okay.
It's not one that maybe once every 5 years I might watch it,
Yeah, I probably
Whereas
haven't
say like
seen it in 20
Sleeping
years.
Beauty, I could probably watch like maybe once a month, you know?
I like Sleeping Beauty. It's okay, but oh
I know.
man, this was a hilarious episode, and
It is hilarious. I told you it was fun. I told you you were gonna like it.
oh man, I wish we had this here. We don't have anything fun like this really in America. We're lame. We're lame-os.
No. Well, we're all freaking. We all moved here for somebody our ancestors moved here from somewhere else.
That's true. That is true.
So we're all immigrants in the United States. Like all of our ancestors were
Yeah,
immigrants.
but we don't have any tradition. That's what makes me sad about America is we don't have like a culture. We have the American culture, but we don't have like, you know, folklore that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years, you know? like
Like, I know what you mean. I honestly want a Yule cat in our tradition. You know what I
yes,
mean?
I want all kinds of stuff. I want Stumpy to come to my house and steal my crusty pants.
Please, so I don't have to wash them, okay?
Another life goal right there. Learn Old Norse and have Stumpy come get my crusty pants. I got cast iron, Stumpy. You'll like a.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
This is hilarious. I was reading this and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, their names are so very literal. It's hilarious. Like,
Okay, go. Calvin's stalking me.
it's awful. These people are awful.
I feel bad for
I
them
want to
in a
know
way.
who came up with these.
I
That's
know
what I
that
wanna
I am
know.
like, who made this up? Who wrote this down? Who passed this on to their children? Like, what's happening? Were they on drugs? Did they find the magic shrooms in the forest? Like, what's going on?
I like your theory that some drunk guy was just like in a bar one night.
It's like, I swear I saw a hand come down and steal my sausages.
And then he slammed the damn door. Oh my goodness.
I would punch
These-
someone if they slam my door in the middle of the night. I gotta be a. Unless it was a ghost.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have a hard time doing that. But
Yeah. Obvious. Plus, I'd be too afraid. I'd wake Andrew up and make him deal with it. So.
I get my 9.
Oh, they should have had guns back then. They might have solved some issues. I don't know. Some weird break-in issue.
Lick my spoon again, you mother.
At least it sounds like he just licks the spoon and leaves it, whereas the one steals like your pots. and your
No,
pan.
he steals and licks wooden spoons. Like, what does he do with them afterwards? Like, after he's licked them clean?
He's obviously
Does he
got a
just, like, toss them
pile.
out?
He's obviously got a pile of wooden spoons in his house or his bedroom or whatever.
Oh, I mean, I think maybe because he's extremely thin from malnutrition, I think he should just try eating the spoon.
Yeah, he probably would. He'd probably fare a little bit better. The splinters would be awful, but
He might get some fiber in there.
oh, all right. Well, I feel really bad for all these people. I feel bad that their mom eats kids.
I also do too. I actually am grateful that she did not eat them when they were kids.
I know, it's weird, right? Like, why didn't she eat her own kids if she just eats kids? Like, what's happening?
Well, I actually have a theory about that because they saw that she would go steal bad kids, naughty kids, because she knew the ones that were naughty, that they
Yeah.
were never naughty when they
They
were
were like
kids.
the best kids ever.
And then they had so much pent up naughtiness that when they became adults, they became these pranksters and thieves.
I mean, I feel like the one that steals milk is like the weirdest to me because I wouldn't even. I mean, is it stealing if you go in and milk a cow and drink a cup of milk? Like,
You work for that shit, all right?
right? I think
What I don't get is how many gullies does Iceland have?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is there always a gully right next to the cow barn? Like, what's happening?
I have no idea. It's so weird.
Oh gosh, I don't
Oh,
know.
what are we doing?
All right.
Mochi likes to come say hi. Oh, it's hilarious. It's a good one. It's so
hilarious.
much fun.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it. I'm gonna do some research and see if I can find out what's up with these kids.
Which I don't think they're kids anymore. I think they're just grown-ups now.
These people, yeah.
I don't even know.
It's stuck in the carpet. It's freaking me out. Anyway,
Smooches.
well, that was an excellent episode, I think. Hopefully, everybody else enjoys it as much as I did, because I thought it was hysterical.
It was hysterical, and I was
It
like
was
reading
very
it, and I
funny.
was like, I cannot believe these things.
It was very, very funny. I thought it was going to be
And
creepier, and I'm glad it wasn't creepier, actually, because...
no, I wanted something lighter because it is the holiday season, and I wanted something kind of light and funny. We haven't done anything funny for quite a while now,
Yeah, that's true.
so I kind of wanted to lighten it up a little bit.
It was wonderful.
My last case wasn't like awful, but I mean it's more cat ass in the way. Um, but it was, a little heavier.
Yeah, so was mine, I think. I don't remember what I did. Oh, the White Lady, which will be coming out soon, hopefully.
It will. You'll get it done.
I'm terrible. Anyway, I guess we're going to end this. Tristan needs to eat her chili. Oh, they don't know that you're having chili.
Oh, yes, we're having chili tonight and honey cornbread.
Cornbread. All right.
Cornbread.
So, y'all know what to do if you like this and all of our other episodes. Make sure you like it, you share it, you subscribe to it. We need those subscribers.
Hit the notification.
Yeah, turn on that bell. A ring-a-ding-ding since it's a holiday season. And we have 30 subscribers now, so what is
That's fantastic. And
awesome.
we have 234 followers on Instagram.
That's very nice. I'm sad I don't use Instagram, but what's up, Instagram people, nonetheless. What's up?
Yes, and I mean, I would really love to see us get to 500 followers on Instagram. That would be
Dude,
fantastic.
that would be like crazy. I've never had 500 followers on anything in my life.
Maybe
ever.
we can do a special episode or something. Let's make it a goal. Like maybe we can do a giveaway or something. Or
Dude, that'd be
you know
cool.
what I mean?
Like a gift
Yeah.
card or... Dude, since you're into Instagram, maybe you should do like a viewer's pick thing where you have like, I don't know, ask like people what they think we should do next, and maybe we'll both pick one
Right.
and do it.
Right. That
Since we're
sounds good.
Since
Maybe
we're
I
not
will.
getting email, you jerks. All right.
Well, and I think too, like our at some point we're gonna have to put together some show notes, so that way they know where to go because it's our email address and our Instagram and stuff like that. OccultusSoroibus. A lot of people are not gonna know how to spell that.
Well, they need to go to school then. No, I'm just kidding. It is Latin, and it's, I mean, sorry, not sorry. But you can always,
It's a great
they can
freaking
always,
name.
they can always comment in our YouTube, which is the ParaSisters. So that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. But maybe we'll try to put something together where we do like a what do the viewers want kind of a thing. So, and I do like the
Yes.
idea of a giveaway also. So maybe we'll do that too.
That would be fantastic.
But for now, I guess we're done. I'm gonna go and record a musical, and I don't sing. I mean, I can sing, but I don't. And I guess we're done, right? So
We are done.
I guess we'll catch y'all on the flip side.
And you all stay creepy. And don't
Peace.
watch out for Gully Gawk.
I don't know. He's gonna get your milk. All right. Peace out.